Today's one of those days that I really did not want to record a video. The morning was a lot. I'm in terrible pain, and overall, I just don't want to be here. So I was laying in bed for a while, and I was looking at some of the books that I want to read this year and some of the TV shows that I'm excited about. So I decided to skip ahead of the videos that I originally had planned and do my anticipated reads for 2024. Today I was supposed to be doing a recap of my first term of school because I just finished my last exam in that term and I wanted to do a recap. But honestly, while the academic part of school is great, I am not having a great time with a lot of other things surrounding my school and lectures and all that. So I'm gonna give myself a break from it, otherwise I'm just gonna come in here sounding a bit bitter. So I wanna get all that sorted out with the administrative department of my school, and then I'll probably do a review and talk about how my first term was. So instead I'm gonna talk about something fun because that's the point of the channel. I wanna have fun with every video that I make. So today I'm gonna be talking about the books, movies, TV shows, and authors that I want to read more of in 2024. I actually made a list while I was reviewing the books that's coming out and stuff like that. I made a list of all of them, so I'm gonna be reading from here. Let's see. I have so many emails. Does anyone else have a ton of emails for different things? Because I use Google Docs to write. So I have my work email, or rather my professional email, not my work email, because my company gives me a separate email for that. But I have my professional email, which is where I'll send out resumes, stuff like that. Whatever I'm doing that's professional is from there. I have my business emails because I have a social media management company. So I do that. That's a completely separate email that I have to monitor with my sister and my partner, of course. And then I have an email for writing, and that's all I do on there. I write on Google Docs, and I don't sign up for any bookish thing, but I'll sign up for author related stuff through my email. And then I have my fun email, which is where I sign up to all my newsletters and bookish content, stuff like that. It's what I use for my social media. And then I have a next email, which is a throwaway email that I sign up for things that I'm not sure about, like games and stuff like that, because I'm not a huge gamer. So I sign up for throwaway stuff that I don't want to see in my regular emails. So in total, I think I have like 6 or 7 emails. But that's off topic. Okay, here's the document. So my anticipated reads. First, I'm going to start with the top 3 books that I just cannot wait to read this year. Actually, the first one I'm already reading. That's my current read right now. I'm currently reading Rootless Vows by Rebecca Ross, and it's book 2 for one of my favorite books of last year, which was Divine Rivals. I absolutely love that book. Oh, if you follow me on Instagram, then you would see me like post there of me crying and just having the time of my life with that book. It's one of the best books ever. What is on my shirt? Oh, it's bleach mark. I swear, no, it's a hole actually. There's a hole in my shirt. That's fine. Anyway, so I am currently reading Rootless Vows, and that is probably my most anticipated read of 2024. I generally don't like scope out books and be like, oh, I can't wait to read this in general, but there's usually like 4 or 5 books that I really can't wait to read each year, and this was number 1. I'm currently reading it, as I said, and it's super good. I'm enjoying it. I'm very nervous, and I'm hoping that it's not going to have like a sloppy middle, because we all know book 2 usually isn't that great in most series. So I'm hoping it doesn't disappoint. So far it's not, but I'm not very far in. I think I'm 3 hours in the audiobook, and I can't even say nothing. The entire book is a spoiler if you haven't read the first book. So I'm going to talk about the first book. Book 1 is about rivals at a newspaper who falls in love, and this is happening while a war is going on between the gods. I know I simplified that, so if you've read the book, you're probably like, you're making it sound boring. I'm not good at this, okay? So that's the best I can do. Just know there's a fantasy aspect, there's a magic aspect, so there's little magic around the world. It's just general knowledge, it's not something to discover, really. So the war is happening between the gods, but everyday life has tiny magic. It's not something that impact the characters or story much. Like, for example, a grocery store, which I found kind of cool. A grocery store, when you walk in, it will judge the amount of money you have in your pocket and send those stuff towards the front, which is embarrassing for the main character because she's broke. So yeah, it just sends cheap stuff to the front. That was kind of cool. But that's the extent of the magic in the regular world. And then there's the magic with the gods, which I feel like we're discovering now in book 2. There wasn't much of it in book 1. It was mainly on the romance, and gosh, was it soon already. I love that book so much. So that's probably what I'm going to be reading for the rest of January. Yeah. The second book that I cannot wait to read in 2024 is by one of my favorite authors, Casey West, and it's Lonely Hearts Day. Now this, I'm not sure, I don't think it's her first young adult romance. I'm not sure, honestly. But it is a young adult novella. I do think this is her first novella, and it's romance. And I love novellas. Honestly, it's one of my favorite things because I get distracted so easily, and it's just so much easier with a busy schedule to get through a novella and enjoy it and be able to say that was a good book rather than trying to get through a full-length novel when you're busy. So I'm happy it's a novella, but there is one disadvantage. It's only in ebook format, which I get why. Novellas are short, so a lot of the times you tend to find those in ebooks only. But I don't like ebooks. They're my least favorite format of reading, so I was really hoping that it was a physical or an audiobook, but it's not. Hopefully it does well enough that she decides to do an audiobook. But either way, I'm going to be reading it. It comes out on January 30th, so I'm going to be reading that. That's probably going to be one of my cutesy Valentine's read, so I'm excited. I don't know what the book's about, so I'm not going to be giving a synopsis. I generally don't look up what my books are about, and it's Casey West, so I feel like I know I'm going to be getting something cute and, romantic. Book 3, the third book that I can't wait to read this year, is Missing White Woman 1 by Kelly. I think it's Kelly Garrett. Yes. So it comes out in April of this year, and it's a thriller, which I really want to read more thriller and mystery this year, so that's perfect. I did read the author's one of the author's previous books called Hollywood Homicide, and I really enjoyed it. It was a 4-star read. I liked the writing style of the book, so I just want to read more of her books. I didn't look it up. I don't know what the book's about. I just know it's a mystery and it's an author that I like. So that's it for the books that I want to read in 2024. Let's talk about the authors that I want to read more of. And these three authors, I want to read their entire catalog. It's not a specific book, it's not a specific genre that they write or age that they write in. I want to read everything. So if this author comes out with a poetry collection, I'm reading it. If they come out with a non-fiction book, I'm reading it. I'm reading everything that these authors write. The first one is Camilla Isley. I read 3 of her books, Opposite Attract and Christmas Dates. There's a next one that I read, but I can't remember the title. But those books were all 4-star reads. They're cute. There's something that you can read to distract yourself from like the real world, and it's a page turner. It makes you want to read more, and at the same time, it's a really good book and really well written and believable characters and likable characters, and I just love all her books so far. So I want to read everything else that she writes. The next one is Justin A. Reynolds. And if you know me, you know The Opposite of Always is one of my favorite books ever. It's definitely top 10. I wouldn't be shocked if it was top 5. You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if it was top 3. I love that book so much. It's definitely in my top 10. And I cannot wait to read more of his books. I don't know why I haven't read any more of his books, because I do have some of them on audiobook, but I just never got around to it. I always wait to read my favorite books in the right headspace and when I'm not feeling pain, which low-key is never. So I always try and be like, oh, it needs to be good. I want to have good memories. I don't want it to be a book that, oh, it got me through this, So I wait to read his books. And now it's been like 2 years since I've read his first book and I have not picked up another. So this year I'll be reading hopefully every book, because I think there's only 3 or 4 other books that he wrote. Hopefully I can read every book that he wrote this year. Opposite of Always, if you don't know, is a sci-fi YA romance that has elements of time travel, and of course it's a black romance, so there's definitely elements of the black teen experience in America and all of that, and it's just so cute. It doesn't It's not overbearing with the struggle, which you find a lot in black romance and black books in general. It's so cute and it has so much laughable moments, cryable moments in there. It's such a good book. Moving on. The third author that I want to read more of is Emily McIntyre. I learned about this author last year through my friend Ashley, who told me I needed to read Hooked. She was not lying. Hooked is probably one of my favorite dark romance ever. It probably is my favorite dark romance. Yeah, definitely. I love Hooked so much, and I also read the second book in the series, Card. I need to read the other three. It's three, right? I think there's three more books in the series. When I say the book is spicy, it's everything you expect in a spicy dark romance. It's wrong, but also right. God, I love that book. I love that book so much. And I want to read everything else by this author. There's nothing that I won't love from this author. I can't imagine that happening. In addition to reading those three authors this year, I want to read three specific genres. Like, I want to read more of these genres. It's genres that I really love, but for some reason I never read much of. The first is mystery. I do read quite a bit of mystery, but mainly cozy mystery and maybe middle grade mystery. But I want to read a wider type of mystery, like more subgenres. Also, I want to read more thriller, horror, specifically more paranormal horror. I love horror books. Stephen King was my favorite author at one point, and because of him, I started reading more horror, and I really want to get into it. I don't think I read that much, honestly, and I really want to read more. And finally, I want to read more manga. I do read a few manga. I have a shit ton, probably hundreds, in ebook format, and that's the only type of book that I can read in ebook enjoyably. Most other books, it annoys me when it's ebook, but if it's a manga, I actually do enjoy those in ebook. Maybe I only enjoy those in ebook because buying a physical book is fucking expensive. If I were to buy a physical manga in Jamaica, it would cost around 3 times the amount of a regular book. And the regular book is already expensive if you're buying the new books and not like old books unused. Now, let's talk about some TV shows and movies that I cannot wait to watch this year. I'm going to start from the bottom. Actually, I'm going to jumble it because I'm going to go from my least anticipated to my most. This is the only movie on the list. It's Dune. I didn't know anything about Dune until it was already out, and my boyfriend was like, let's watch Dune. It's a good movie. I think he said it was a book and a game. Not sure. I know it is a book. And when we were watching it, I was like, okay, this is so not my speed. Like, I mean, it seems like a good movie. And then as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this is a good movie. Oh. I really love this. I love the actors. I love the storyline. I just love the movie in general. And then when it ended, I was like, wait a minute, is there a part two? It's like, yeah, there's a part two. And I'm like, okay, great. So now I want to watch that. And it's coming out in March of 2024. That's this year. Duh. And I'm probably going to watch this at the theaters. Maybe. Hopefully I get the time to. Number 2 is a series. I thought it was a movie initially, but it's a series. It's starring one of my favorite actresses, Tamera Mowry, and it's based on a book that I read about 2 or 3 years ago. The book is called Murder in G Major. I loved this book. Like, the book was good, but I really wasn't sure if I wanted to continue the series. I did like the romance that might have been brewing, that I kind of felt like was brewing, but I wasn't sure I was gonna continue it, honestly. But now that there's a series coming out with Tamera Mowry, I'm gonna continue the book series and I'm gonna watch this. This already came out September of last year, the series, the TV series that is, and I just didn't get the time to watch it, so I'm hoping to watch it at some point this year. And I hope that it continues. I hope it doesn't get cancelled. Or is it already cancelled? I have no idea. If you're already watching the series, tell me what you think. No spoilers, please, even though I've already read the book. If you have not read it, the book, or if you haven't watched the series of it, it's about a music teacher who moves to Ireland to teach a middle grade school, I believe, and she finds that her house is haunted, and she tries to solve his murder in hope that he'll move on, but there's a little paranormal romance brewing. At least that's what I got from the first book. I hope that's the case, because I love romance between the living and the dead. That's so weird still, But you know what I mean? I love romance between the living, the dead, and or the undead. It's fun, okay? Finally, finally. My eyebrows look terrible. Couldn't somebody tell me that my eyebrows needed to be fixed? And I recorded this entire video. I can't redo it now. Anyway, my eyebrow always look terrible. That's nothing new. Back to what I was saying. The final thing. The final thing that I cannot wait for, drumroll please. Aisha, that's your laptop. What the fuck? Okay. Avatar The Last Airbender, the Netflix live action series. If you're an Avatar The Last Airbender fan, you know they tried this already. Well, not Netflix, but they tried this live action thing already. And like always, they fucked up. But we don't talk about that one, right? We do not talk about that one. But I'm just gonna revisit for a split second. Don't just immediately erase it from your memory after I'm done. That movie was so bad. I cried. I watched it when I was a kid because I watched it when it came out. That was one of the few movies, TV shows that I actually got to watch when it came out. And I did. It was so bad, I actually cried. And I'm not joking. My sisters won't remember this because I hid it. I probably said it was something else why I was crying. I did that a lot. I would always blame other things for why I was crying because I couldn't explain why I felt so emotional about something that's stupid. But I cried. They fucked up a show that I loved so much. I cried. No, that's, well, how old was I? Like 12 maybe? 12. Picture 12-year-old me now seeing Netflix saying they're gonna do a series. And I'm just like, don't. Just leave the series as it is. Leave the animated series. We love that. The comics are great. Let's just keep that. We'll cherish that and rewatch and reread those forever. But then I saw some of the cast and I'm like, okay. Alright. And I saw other cast members and I'm like, okay. They look nice, but for the character though, not so sure. But then I saw the first preview. It was so good. The first preview I saw, it was so good, I actually almost cried again. And that child me came back up and she was like, Aisha, I think they're gonna get it right this time. I actually think they're gonna get it right this time. At least season 1. Because you know, after the first season, sometimes Netflix kind of, I don't know, I think that maybe changed the production team. Because sometimes the first season and the second season be totally different. Like, what the fuck happened? But okay, anyway. As I was saying, conversation with Child Me. She came, she's quite cute by the way, and she was like, Aisha, they're gonna get this right. They're gonna get Avatar The Last Airbender correct in a live action. And I was like, I think you might be right. You wise, beautiful child. And I was excited for weeks. Still am, clearly. And now it's coming out February 22nd, 2024. 5 weeks? Is it 5? No, it's 6 weeks. 5 weeks. In 5 weeks, I'll be watching the first episode of the live action. And the best part of this is, not that I needed an excuse, because I probably would have rewatched it anyway. I'm now rewatching the animated series, of course, because we have to rewatch it to ensure we know every detail, so that when they fuck up, I can be like, that did not happen. That's wrong. Because that's what we do when we love something. Especially when we're in a room full of other people who's never watched it before and don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be like, that didn't happen. They're lying, as if it was a real event, right? They're lying, that never happened. That's not how she said that. She didn't wear her hair like that. I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love every moment of this. And I can't wait to watch it with you guys. I hope you guys follow me. I should probably get back on Twitter or X, whatever it is now. I should get back on X because I know people be live tweeting about that shit. So I want to get on board and I really hope I love it so much. I hope I love it. I really want to. But if I don't, I'll be stinking honest about it because I've never really lied about something that I lie when it's fake. Well, because I don't like lying about stuff that I don't like. And I'm not afraid to DNF it. So if I hear the series, I'm not continuing it. So as I said, I'm rewatching the animated series and I'm going to start reading the comics probably next month. Are you excited about Avatar: The Last Airbender? You are, right? You have to be. Like, if you're not, why not? Why? Anyway, that's it. Those are the things that I'm excited about this year. I'm probably gonna get a VPN just so I can adjust my location to ensure that I'm watching it the first time it's released in any country, which I think it's the US first. Um, or maybe simultaneously, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna find out. But yeah, that's it. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done gushing over Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, should I talk about it more? I feel like you guys want to hear me talk about it more, right? I want to talk about it more, and it's my channel, so you're gonna listen. I'm probably gonna do a video on the comics and the animated series, words, and just talk about my favorite characters, my favorite episode, my favorite moments. Since I'm rewatching it anyway, I'll make notes and then I'll do a video later, and y'all gonna watch it. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like if you like it, dislike if you don't like it. The button is there for a purpose. And subscribe to my channel. I make random videos of me talking, bookish contents, stories of me trying to become a published author, and yeah, academic content if I ever get over how terrible my last course was. I'll see you guys in my next video.